leave, I rise to second the motion of the second reading of the bill, shortly entitled the Seventh-day Adventist Incorporation Amendment Bill 2019, and at the same time to make a brief contribution in support of that second reading. First of all, as indicated by the Honorable Mover of the bill, what we are trying to achieve today with this amendment is in no way, shape, or form controversial. The amendments being proposed and the single addition being proposed are fairly straightforward, but as indicated by the Honorable Mover of the bill, the devil could be in the details when it comes to litigation. If all of the I's are not dotted and the T's are not crossed, and in this particular case, even the dashes being absent, as in the case of the term Seventh-day Adventist. Now, the Honorable Mover did what I consider to be an excellent job indicating why there was a change in terms of the conference to which the Seventh-day Adventist Church movement in St. Kitts and Nevis belongs now. He would have gone to great pains to indicate that as opposed to the original grouping for the North Caribbean Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, this new subgrouping is to be dubbed the South Leeward Conference of the Seventh-day Adventists to cover three areas: St. Kitts, Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda, and also Montserrat. I should also add, Mr. Speaker, that the issue of placing denominations in St. Kitts and Nevis as part of conferences is not a new concept to our federation. In fact, most, if not all, of the Orthodox churches in St. Kitts and Nevis are already part of several conferences, or known by better terms, diocesan groupings. For example, in the case of the Methodist Church, Roman Catholic churches, and the Anglicans, that same issue applies. And to put it in closer context, Roman Catholic churches in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis form part of the Diocese of St. John's Bastia. The Anglican Communion in our country are part of a wider grouping referred to as the Diocese of the Northeastern Caribbean and Aruba, popularly known as NECA. So what is happening here with the Seventh-day Adventist churches in St. Kitts being placed in the Southern Conference, the Leeward Conference, is practically achieving a similar ambition. We would have also noticed that what is being asked for here this morning is for the insertion of a preamble as well as amendments to sections 2, 3, and 4, and the addition of a new section 6, which basically deals with the provision of a constitution of the Board of Directors, as well as amendments to the name of the church locally as it appears, and also to the conferences to which the various branches within St. Kitts and Nevis belong. Mr. Speaker, the mover of the bill would have also indicated that the Seventh-day Adventist Church in St. Kitts and Nevis, throughout the duration of its presence here in the Federation, would have distinguished itself not just in the area of a Christian denomination, but also insofar as its investment in education as well as the health and wellness sector. He would have pointed to the presence of the parochial school, the Seventh-day Adventist school, in the Needmust area. And if I would add, we also have the investment by the church in the dental unit that, as far as I know, was last housed at East Park Range in Bastia. Now, in a number of developed countries, even more such investments are evident in terms of colleges, publishing houses, and hospitals. And if we could put a global spin on it in terms of the reach and footprint of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, I would like to add that there are some 86,576 churches declaring themselves as Seventh-day Adventists, 71,758 companies, including media companies as well as publishing houses. And for those of you who watch cable here in St. Kitts and Nevis, the cable channel 3 ABN is a Seventh-day Adventist channel. The church claims that its global membership as of the end of December 2017 was some 20.7 million members. It has amassed a total of just over 8,500 schools, 198 hospitals and sanatoriums, and 329 clinics and dispensaries. So the record is clear of the solid investment the world over by the Seventh-day Adventist Church in terms of education and healthcare services delivery, and I might add to a very high standard. Mr. Speaker, it's also a well-established fact that the Seventh-day Adventist Church movement would have had its roots way back in New England in the USA, way back in around 1863, and then would have gotten more formal recognition as a Christian denomination by the 20th century, which means basically that for the last 156 years, the church would have experienced international growth, institutional recognition, and also solidified its partnership role in the development of countries wherein they have planted churches. With these few words, Mr. Speaker, I have no difficulty in providing support in terms of the amendments being proposed and the insertion being proposed in the amended version of the bill before us, entitled the Seventh-day Adventist Church Incorporation Amendment Bill, and I do fully support the move for the second reading and wish it safe passage. May it please you, Mr. Speaker.